Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Friday, March the 10th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the Trading Room. This is the address to get into the room, and the room is free. I share my screen all day long, and you don't have to be a subscriber to Trade Ideas. Excuse me. And the room is open from 9 a.m. to up to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. All right. Well, this is really the tale of just one stock, and we say it in the room, or I've said it in the room many times, and other people in the room have said the same thing. You really only need sometimes one good stock, and that makes your day. Well, this definitely was it. To see the real story behind this one, CATB, you have to take a look at the daily chart. Let me just get this a little bit bigger. There we go. So look at this daily chart for this CATB. And understand, I know nothing about this company. It's a little pharma, obviously. It's a low floater. Only has, let me just see how many. I think it's about 5 million in the float. I know why this is happening. Here we go. Symbol linking in. Okay. So look at the consolidation. Now, obviously, on this day, it had bad news. The stock dropped. It consolidated from, let's see now, that's December, I guess that's, sorry, February 1st. Yes, okay, I want to make sure so from February 1st all the way until basically the day before yesterday, March the 8th, basically consolidated, did absolutely nothing. Look at the little volume candles here. I mean, there's the big volume bar. On the day it dropped, another day it had a pretty big day. Look at this. See this? Hopefully you can see this. Let me make this maybe a little. No, I don't know if I can make it bigger, but see that little volume bar there? See, it had a little spike on this day right there. But nothing. All of a sudden yesterday, so had the same, maybe a little bit more of a volume than this one. But look at this break here. So we saw this. Let's now get to a 15-minute time frame. So all of a sudden we see this one in the pre-market starting to really move after, and of course we'd looked at the daily chart, so we thought, wow, this is really starting to break out. So it didn't take, I basically waited on it just a little bit. This is the opening 15-minute candle there. There's the high, 188. It pulled back all the way back down to 169. Started to move up, and I took the trade basically right here, 185. Now, admittedly, I get a little nervous sometimes around the whole number, see if it's going to be able to break it. So I did take some out at 193 just in case, because look, that's a double, from where it was a couple of days ago, just about. So decided just take a little bit off just in case, but look what happened. I mean, this is just astonishing. And I'm still in it. I took some out at 243 and at 230. All right, and I may in fact swing this one, but for me to swing this, it's probably going to have to get back up near the high of the day. All right, because it still has, if you look at the daily chart, I mean, it still has a nice void that it could potentially fill. But I mean, that one trade basically made my day, and that was it. OCRX was a swing from a couple of days ago. I'm all out of it now. I'm out at 150. This was the lucky one. I didn't realize I still had some. I thought I'd sold it, and I hadn't. And woke up yesterday, and it did all this. So anyway, I'm all out of it now. I'd sold some up here, and I'm all out of it now. I still have some of my AUPH. Still is super strong. In at 6 right here, 663. I've sold some on the way. Don't have that much left, but man, what a tremendous rise that has been. And oops, still in this one. Not kind of boring, really. This is one that Leon brought to our attention in the room yesterday, and so I actually took it initially on a 45 break, got stopped out just over 45, took it again at 45.13 right here, and I probably should have sold it out. I was hoping, you look at the daily chart on it, and I was anticipating maybe something that could start to fill this little void a little more robustly, and it still might. I'll hang on to it for a while and see what happens. I probably won't swing it though. Um, the gap alerts, and by the way, they added this to the channel bar. It's called gap alerts. What they did was they separated it out into the up gappers, down gappers, and maybe even down gappers that went up and up gappers that went down. So if you click on the channel bar, so when I was in the room yesterday, I was telling Brad and Dan, partners in the company, how well this is performing. Just take a look at Wild or Wilden, back to a 15-minute. And I didn't take this one. This is when I was all, not struggling with CATB, but I had to watch it very closely to make sure it wasn't going to drop after it was trying to touch 2. It was hanging around 2 for quite a while before it really popped through. So I was spending a lot of time on that one, and but look at this. I mean, the alert is at what's the price? 31.08. So the alert is right here, 31, just over 31. I mean, look what it did. It got all the way up to 34.41. Now, how I'm looking at these, because there are several alerts, of course, and so you have to, okay, how do you figure out which ones you might want to take? One of the things I'm noticing, and if you take a look at the daily chart, first of all, look at the daily chart. See whether or not there's any resistance when you look left. That's, I'm not saying that it's, I mean, it is pulled back a lot from its highs, but that really helps, if there's no resistance. The other thing to absolutely consider is that this is gapping up on earnings. So what I'm really looking for, how I differentiate, and we don't get that many, and most of them are before 10 o'clock. So in the first half hour, that's when you're going to get the alerts. So if it's an earnings play and it is gapped up and the chart looks good, you're starting to, in my opinion, putting the odds in your favor for taking the trade. And we are not in earnings seasons right now, and by that I mean obviously we still have companies releasing earnings, but when we get into earnings season, we are going to see a lot more of these gaps. For the alert to trigger, just so you know. I'm looking at stocks between 50 cents and $100. The volume has to be at least 50,000 shares. I don't want to see something that's gapping up on one share. Okay, and you might say, well, 50,000 shares is pretty light, but understand that these things are maybe just getting started. So I don't want to put like 500,000 shares, and meanwhile, it's already moved up $1 by the time it hits 500,000 shares. The gap has to be 50 cents. It has to be at least 50 cents above the previous close, or down 50 cents, because this is also a gap down alert, and the gap has to be at least 4% above the close and 4% down. So, and what we're talking about the opening print. The opening print has to be 4% and 50 cents above. So for going long. So anyway, it's starting to give some really, really nice alerts. So as I said in the video yesterday, you can ask me for it, or you can go to our channel bar and just take a look at the. This is what it's looking like on the channel bar. So you can go to the channel bar, and if you want to, you can take an individual window out. Don't forget to pin it, and you can add it to your layout if that's what you want to do. So that is really it. Just a great day in terms of the CATB, and I say the jury's out. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly, if I'm going to hold it or not, but that is it. So we had just a great trading week. I mean, I think the room was just hopping as usual. We always seem to be able to find interesting things to trade, and we're not in earnings season, so it just means that we have to look a little bit harder to find the ones that are really moving. When you're in the middle of earnings season, you see a lot of stocks, and actually I have a sort of mixed emotions about it, because if you don't have a lot of stocks moving, then you can kind of focus on the ones that are. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Again, if you when you get when you get the email with the video, check out the text, and there's the link for the Trade Ideas and Interactive Brokers information. And some good stuff is right there if you're interested at all. If you have an IB account, or if you're thinking of getting one, and you want to see exactly what how we're what the relationship is, how we're able to auto trade if you want. But certainly, even if you don't want to auto trade, it's really simple to send orders from Trade Ideas right to IB and have them virtually. Let me explain what I'm talking about. Okay. So auto trading would be this, of course, if every time a symbol appears in your window, it would just automatically trade it, okay, automatically. I don't do that. I don't think I'll ever do that. But some people are very comfortable in the strategies they set up, and they want to auto trade them, setting up their stops and all of that sort of stuff. This is not quite auto trading like the way you can do it here. But for instance, what I will do is I will check CM, check it on the chart, and say, yeah, okay, I wouldn't mind trading it. So now all I have to do is right click and trade. And notice, and these are the default ones right now, but I could pick whatever I want to do. I could short it, I could buy it, I could set a limit order, short. You know what I'm saying? You can set up all these things the way you like to trade. You pick how you want to trade it, and once I click on that, I won't. Once you click on it, then it's done, and it just sends the order right to IB, and it gets executed immediately. So that's the subtle difference. So it's not going to execute it the minute it pops in. I always like to check the chart, figure out if I do want to trade it. If I do, then I can very quickly send the order. Anyway, that is it. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I hope to see you in our trading room bright and early Monday morning. I open the room at about 8:45, and I get live on the mic at 9 o'clock. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday morning. Bye-bye.